It's recording.
Okay. So, welcome to this exciting and informative uh, podcast. This is to help the e-commerce community in UAE. And we have Carlos, who is all the way from um, Colombia, and he has an immense experience in e-commerce. So, let me start off by introducing Carlos himself. So, Carlos, please take the podium and let us start the podcast.
Hello, Hisham. Actually, it's a pleasure to see you again, and thanks
Yeah.
you for having me here in this amazing podcast. I'm really happy to share all my knowledge on all the things that I have been doing with e-commerce in the past
Okay.
almost 15 years. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So it's a very structured way of doing things. So we have first an introductory way, how you came and all those things. Then we'll have to go to the professional questions. And this this entire podcast or this video is having one purpose in mind. The purpose is to help people, both professionally and otherwise, if they are struggling or if they are unable to understand how it isn't, why my ads are not working. So your approach to answers, I believe, should be to guide and help also. So that should be your okay. So now the first question to Dubai.
Sorry, Hisham, can you do the question again? I got a little bit of delay.
Tell me your story from Colombia to Dubai.
So, okay. Why we decide to come here to Dubai? So at the end, we decide to come here to Dubai with the
No,
company.
I'm sorry to cut you a little bit behind. Where you started, what you studied, where you studied, and then how that from that career-wise also you should start.
Okay, so I will give you a little bit of perspective to give you
Uh-huh.
some sense of idea. I'm from Colombia.
Oh.
I studied in a well-known school called Gimnasio Moderno, and then I went to college to do business in other school that is called CESA, Colegio de Estudios de Administración. I studied there for 5 years with my bachelor and degree on business. In that moment, somehow I start getting involved in digital marketing and also in a lot of the tech industry because my father, to give you an idea, he used to run a software company and a hardware company back then in Colombia. So he always pushed me to work together and join him. So in the side when I was studying, I worked with him, and also I started like involving with another companies there. After my college, I went to a really well-known pharmaceutical company that is called Novartis. It's a huge pharmaceutical company. I went there to work as a marketing analyst, and then I run a little bit of the area to give you an idea for the cluster that it was Colombia, Peru, and Ecuador. And in that experience, working together with all the digital marketing, my brother, that is my business partner, and another brother that I have, we decide to, hey, what we can do with all of our expertise in order to create something on the digital marketing aspect. Because what? Because my brother, my business partner working in e-commerce in that moment, and my big brother, he studied video content and photos. So we decide, hey, what we can do. So we decide to start like building our company back then, that is 11 years ago. So we start doing all that experience. We get a lot of clients in Colombia. We start focusing in like every type of businesses. But in some point on life, we decide like, hey, what are the best businesses that we're running in this moment? What is the businesses that we can track everything that for us, it was really important. And the best businesses in that moment, it was the businesses that were in e-commerce, because at the end you can see from A to C what is happening. Sometimes in that moment in B2B businesses or services businesses that you might run, you couldn't have like the fully complete trackability of that. So in that moment we decide, hey, you know what? Let's go and focus on e-commerce. And in that moment we had few clients, and also we start like a small partnership with e-commerce. This is back then 8 years ago, and with that, all the businesses start, and all expertise and specialization start in e-commerce. Then the pandemic came around, and what happened with us is we were really well prepared because we're already running a lot of stores. We already have our own stores. So when the pandemic come, many businesses come to us and say, hey, I need to see somehow how I can change my e-commerce sales, or how I can grow my e-commerce sales, because my business depends on a brick and mortar store, a normal shop. So yeah, in that moment we start doing that. We saw an opportunity. In the beginning, when we decided to start, we said we want to go abroad. So we start looking around for projects abroad. We start closing clients in United States, Canada, and generally in Latin America. And in that point, then it comes like, hey, if we want to go to a more global market, we need to get out of Colombia, as a company. So in that moment, we start looking around, like 5 years ago, what are the best opportunities to look around, and we start.
My next question comes in between there. So now you started to look around. Now you said to yourself that you want to go global.
Yeah.
There could have been London. There could have been Singapore. There could have been and what I mean by London is UK. Is there a good market? Okay. Then there is France, because you have the same language advantage, and also and how come Dubai? What made you think, okay, Dubai is like, why? What is there?
Yeah.
Was there anybody already in Dubai from your company that said, come to Dubai, this is an excellent place, or you went purely by the mathematics? When I say mathematics, so many people are here. This is the geography. So what were those factors?
Yeah, so our perspective, it was from Colombian aspect, that we are in South America. Dubai is really far away. So in that moment, we were looking around some places that first, it gave us a tax advantage, because we were paying a lot of taxes in Colombia, because many of the money that we made with the business, we had to withdrawing in Colombia. The second one, we were looking proximity. Dubai is far away. And we have some other chances. We look around Panama, we look around Bahamas, we look around other places in Europe, Malta, and so on. However, when you went and see all these places, there are good places in order to lower your tax payment, but they are not good in making connections, and that is what Dubai brings apart. So what happened with Dubai is a place, when it connects the people, so it's the globalization. You can know people from every part, Asia, Oceania, Africa, whatever you want to see. The second one is the government programs. So many people don't know this, but UAE have amazing programs. We are partnered with a program that is called Content Creator HQ, because we create a lot of content and they support you with a lot of things. And they also have AI program, and they have a lot of different things that many countries do not have, So in that part, it was like, hey, what we're looking around to do with this. The next part, technology, is one of the most advanced countries with technology. So if you want to pay with crypto, if you want to pay with any type of, credit card, platform, getaways, you can do it. So when you see and you start looking around all the differences, for us, it was easy. Like, we need to go to a country that give you all of this advantage. And something on with Dubai is really well set up in e-commerce, and it has become like a technological e-commerce hub for many people in the world.
True. That's why even I'm here. Okay.
Yeah.
So now another question is slightly on the lighter hearted side. How far is Colombia on a flight from Dubai, or Colombia to Dubai, Dubai to Colombia? One. Second question in connection with this is, what are the top 3 airlines that you prefer? Which is the fastest and the most direct? And approximately what will be the cost of return ticket from Dubai, Colombia, and return? Too many questions, but all simple questions actually.
No, it's simple. It's simple. So from here to Colombia is around 22 to 25-hour flight. You always have to do one stop, so it's 2 flights. To give you an idea, Colombia, Dubai is 9 hours ahead from Colombia, so it's a little bit far away. But to give you some sense of idea, the best airlines that we try to use, Emirates travel Dubai, Miami, Bogota. Also, the other one airline that we use sometimes is Turkish flight from Dubai to Istanbul, mainly Panama, and then Colombia. There are the 2 ones that we frequently use.
Okay, and approximately an economy class fare?
So the fur that if you get a good price, I think around $1,500 per ticket to give you an
Hmm.
idea. So if you're
Is it return or one side?
one side, like
Oh,
go back.
okay. So that's about $3,000 is would be your cost to go and come back.
Yeah, it's around 3,000 in Emirates. It could be around $3,000 to give you an idea. It's because it's far away, you know,
Very far.
and
That's what
yeah,
I
it's far away. Yeah, when you compare with a Europe flight or with an I don't know another part in Asia, it's way cheaper, but it happens.
Yeah. Now, a few more smaller things like as a Colombian living in Dubai, what is the normal food that you have on a regular? Because your food culture is totally different from the Arabic food culture. I'm talking about day to day, what you eat for normal. And tell me few of the most good restaurants that, if any Colombian is coming to Dubai, that you would recommend.
Yeah, so for me, I am not really into Colombian food. Like
Hmm.
I like it, but it's not for me like the most important thing. So for me, I'm not really Colombian food. But here in Dubai, I actually enjoy barbecues. So I go really frequently to a really small place, but it's really nice. That is called a Big T Barbecue. It's really nice. It's like a Texan barbecue style.
Okay. Okay.
Other one that I like, I live here in Creek Harbor. That is called Sasa Pizza. Sasa Slides is Sasa Slides Pizza. That is really nice. And another one that is really nice that I go frequently is another one that is called Duo. Duo is a Greek restaurant, like a healthy Greek restaurant, but it's really nice.
And what is your staple food, normal food? Today morning, like what did you have? Every day morning,
So
what do you have?
I'm a little bit different because I always do fasting. So I do fasting. I do not eat until like 2, 3 p.m. When
Nice.
I eat, the first thing that I eat is always protein. So I will try to eat scrambled eggs, any type of eggs. I will try
Mm,
to eat it with a
mm,
little bit of avocado and nothing else, or a protein shake. And in the evening, I eat a huge plate that is mostly chicken
uh-huh.
with quinoa and vegetables, or mostly a steak with quinoa and vegetable. That is like the way to go Monday to Friday. And on the weekends, I will try to do my cheat meals, but only one meal on the evening. So Saturday I will go for a pizza, or Sunday I will go for a hamburger or something like that. Or sushi or
Mhm. Okay.
whatever. Also, my wife like to eat.
Uh-huh. Okay, nice. So, just out of curiosity, this is quite inspiring what you're eating. Okay. So my
Yeah.
question, does your brothers who are also here, which I believe, is the same pattern for generally people, or is that you are a very health freak and you are
So for us, my brother and I and our partners were really into longevity and eating healthy and try to put whole foods into your body, because at the end,
hmm,
what you eat is what you are. So if
hmm,
you have a healthy life and if you are putting good food, your body is going to feel well and you can perform in the best level that you need to do. You can be more sharp, you can think better. So that happens many times when you eat also bad food. You feel guilty. So I enjoy bad food.
hmm.
Yeah, I enjoy a pizza, I enjoy a hamburger, but I try to do it really frequently, really in really small parts of my week, to give you an idea. But I always have my treats.
Great. So that is very inspiring because we our subcontinent culture, we eat a lot. So hearing from you, it is inspiring me to be very careful and eat more healthier and eat more proteins. From your conversation, I got inspired. So that is very
Is
informative as well.
the
Now,
most important. Sorry, I interrupted. The most hard part is to start. Like
yeah, yeah.
starting to fasting and like getting apart like that is hard, but it can be manageable. It can be manageable, and it's a way of not to do dieting, but change your habits.
Yeah, yeah, and focus and all those things. Great. Now let us come back to the serious questions of productivity and all those things. So coming back, we all are professionals. We need tools to manage our work, manage our daily activities. Even maybe you have a meeting today, you have to put it into a calendar and all those things. So tell me three top productivity tools if you are using any, and what would you recommend? So, is there any particular preference? Is there anything that you are using which is very helpful for you? Okay, so
Yeah. So for us, we manage a lot of conversation. To give you some sense of idea, we are almost a 57 people team. So I have a big team
mm,
back in Colombia. So we have, and with that, we manage a lot of projects, like recurring projects and one-time projects. So the best way for us, in order to have everything set up, is having process and systems, but
mm,
well set up in platform. So the mostly that we use is first ClickUp. ClickUp for
mm,
us is really important because we have ClickUp for every type of our service that we have, every type of area that we have for our business, and with that we have a really well workflow on how to do things inside our business.
mm,
The second platform that we use that is free is Google Drive. Having
mm,
everything really organized in Google Drive, in folders, in a way that you organize things, presentation, whatever, is
mm.
also really important. And there are mostly the two of them that we use, but we're looking around on Notion. People have been talking about really well on Notion,
Yeah.
but we have not worked with that at the moment.
Yeah, I have worked a lot with Notion, but I found it to be a little too complex. So I moved to ClickUp and Google Drive, which is very simple. Interestingly, I also have something very, very simple, which is called Microsoft To-Do List. You know,
Okay.
it is very simple. It's absolutely light, and it gives you a reminder. Today there is a meeting and all this. So it's absolutely light, and it's very easy to type. For example, if you're browsing something or you are on Instagram, you see something
Yeah.
and you want to save this particular link or whatever, you just need to share it and it will save it in the Microsoft to-do list.
Microsoft To-Do List.
To-do list, yeah. So that's
Okay.
very easy to remember something and all this. So these are things which I use. But yeah, so we have two things in common. One is Google Drive and the ClickUp.
ClickUp.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Also in a productivity, some sense of idea, because you talk about platform, but it's really nice. I'm really well fashioned. I have my
Yeah,
book, and I always have my
yeah.
writing book
That
with
still
all the
works.
tasks. And
Yes.
I always do in one times a week. I do like a Gantt, and with that I try to push what is important, what need to be delegated, what need to be booked, what needs to be canceled or not do it because
Yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
it take you time and it's not important. So I always do that in my Sundays or Monday mornings.
Okay, nice. Now, so that is done. So there is one more tool which I wanted to share with everybody who will be listening or when we re-podcast it again. This is a tool called Monday. Monday is
Monday.
a very simple, easy to use productivity app. You can know how far has that project gone. Are they interested, or what is that we have to do for them again? All those things. Very easy to work out. Now comes to your company and things. So tell me about, in a very layman terms, very simple way, what is that your company does the best? Three things. If somebody has to come and contact Carlos, or if I have to recommend Carlos to somebody, what is that you are telling me that Hisham, if anybody wants this, I can give the best offer for them, kind of a thing.
So for us, the best three things that we do, because we do a lot of things, especially or mainly in e-commerce, because we're focused on e-commerce. The first one is e-commerce strategy, that I
Mm,
think is the most valuable, because at the end, with the strategy, what we try to do with our clients mainly is how to be profitable. Many e-commerce in this world, they are not profitable. They try to sell, they continue to grow their sales, but their profits are shit. To give you some sense of idea. So the first time is e-commerce strategy, and with that you try to optimize all your business in order to be profitable or in order to scale, but in a profitable way. So this
mm,
is the first one. The
mm,
second one that we are really good at is Google Ads for e-commerce.
mm,
So Google Ads is not like the sexy platform as Meta or as TikTok, but it's a
mm.
really well platform that if you know how to tune it, how to work with that, how to focus in some of type of businesses, is a really good platform in order to be profitable. And the third one is e-commerce development. We have a huge team. We are Shopify Plus partners, so we develop a lot of stores, and not only the front end of the stores, but many times you need to connect an ERP, a CRM. Many times you need to do something like tailor-made with coding, with something like that. So these are the mainly three areas that is the strength of our business.
Okay, so now the next question comes. For a small and medium company, uh, I have heard that the programmatic ads for programmatic advertising is the best one that works. Now, I am into my products are in Amazon. Okay.
Yeah,
When you are in Amazon, Amazon also has its own advertising and PPC and everything. Okay.
yeah.
How does Google Ads help in pushing my brand, which is inside Amazon, and nobody may actually search for my product per se? So what how would you recommend it to happen?
So, in some way, when you are running ads, there are many ways of running ads. You can run programmatic, or you can run another with platform, Facebook ads, Google ads, whatever you can run with that.
Mm, mm,
What happened with Amazon, when you run programmatic or when you run other type of platform, the tracking is hard. The only tracking that you will get in Amazon is when you do Amazon ads, that at the end is keywords and whatever and so on with that.
mm,
So if
mm,
you're running your ads on Amazon, and if you know how to run keywords ads and so on, you
mm,
get attractability, and with that you will get some sense of results that
mm,
is tracked. But when you're jumping to another platform and you want to jump the I don't know, from Meta to from people to see your ad in the Instagram, Facebook, or Google, or whatever, and jump to Amazon, you need to focus on some other KPIs that will give you some idea of they're performing well, like a good CTR, a good hook rate, a good hold rate, a waterfall, like getting this to know in the brand aspect. But mainly that is the issue with Amazon. However, Amazon, it has a huge advantage, that is the biggest e-commerce. It has like 2 billion people goes every month into the platform. So if you have mostly a good product with a good volume search, your brand can get known really easy, and you can leverage that traffic to position your brand.
Great. So next question is, do you also do programmatic advertising, which I'm
Yeah,
sure
we do. Continue.
which I'm sure you do. So programmatic advertising, what is the strength of programmatic advertising in comparison to an advertising inside the platforms like Amazon or Noon here for that matter?
So for us on the commerce aspect, when we run programmatic, is mostly when you use like the branding budget. You're mainly when you run ads for e-commerce, you have like two layers. You have branding ads and you have performance ads. In the performance, you're getting around 90% of the budget, in performance. And when you run performance, you go with Meta, with Google, with TikTok. They're the mainly well on. But if you want to do branding, you go with programmatic. And with programmatic, you can go and look around a lot of platforms. You can go with Spotify ads, you can go with Waze ads, you can go with many ways of ideas. But at the end, in programmatic, is visibility of the brand, and how your brand is always being in touch of the people, and how people is always remembering that you exist in the market. But for us,
As an owner, I would want my advertising to get sales. For me,
yeah,
branding is second, sales is more. So for as a company who wants to get more sales, would you
yeah.
recommend programmatic or would you recommend advertising inside the brand, inside the channels?
If your goal is in order to increase sales, I will. And if you want to run ads, the best advice is to go with the main three, that is Facebook ads, Google ads, and TikTok ads. They are the most important thing. It depends on the business and the product that you sell. If you want to do programmatic, it's a place that you want to be in, but when you already scale your sales, and you have already a side budget for branding.
Okay, so you are recommending to go for ads rather than programmatic.
Programmatic, yeah, for sure.
Great.
For e-commerce.
Yeah, e-commerce. This entire podcast is largely to do with e-commerce. And
Yeah.
another question is, which many people have, which how would you? I mean, is there any limit to the size of the company that you would want to take? Because for a company like yours, it may be very difficult to uh, take a company and just lift it up. If you are already there, then we can do something. If you are just starting off, then our is there any restrictions like that, or what kind of customers would you like to get, or what kind of customer are your actually customer which you can build on?
So our ideal customer are businesses who are running at around 5 to 6 figures a year in dollars. You know, they're around 100,000 to $1 million a year, and we can grow with that. There's already clients. However, many times small businesses come to us because we have some services that we provide to our businesses that are for small businesses. And many of these small businesses, what happened with them is they need to go to the valley of hell. I always say that is, you need to go to do the product market fit. You need to go and test your brand and your product, and if and with that, if it's able to scale or if it's not, and that is something that any brand needs to do. In that type of businesses, we have some services, small services for them, that mainly is e-commerce development, mainly is e-commerce strategy, and so on. But if you want to run with a recurrent and big service with us, you mainly already have to have a brand established and a product market fit established.
Great. Another question that I want to ask you is, when you take a customer, when you are, suppose I come to you as a brand, you are already selling in Amazon and Noon and everything. I'm telling you an assumption, okay? And we are doing, say, about 100,000, sorry, we are doing about, say, 50,000 per month, just for calculation sake, okay?
Yeah.
And we want you to do it. Irrespective whether you are deciding us, we would like you to do it. This is the situation. What are the parameters that you will look like? What are the like ACOS, or what are they, and what should be a good figure for you to see that this is something which we can lift? What are the terms, parameters, or whatever, click-through rate? A lot of these things are there. No? So what would you look into a brand that you would?
So when you're looking to grow a brand, you need to go and see some macro indicators, and you have micro indicators. The macro indicators are the one, or KPIs are the ones most important. First and foremost, AOV. AOV is super important. That if nobody knows here, AOV is average order value. It's really important. The second one is return of customer. Really important. How many people are coming to buy again 30, 60, 90 days or 180 days. The third one is conversion rate. How many people are you converting on the traffic that you have inside your website? That is on a macro. Then you need to go and see the brand. What is the brand? The brand is, they have a good branding, they have a community, the people is connecting with them. And the last part that we are looking around is the product, because to give you an idea, scaling e-commerce is also really focused on the product that you have. So because to give you an idea, is there are brands and products that are more suitable for e-commerce. If you want to buy a car in e-commerce, it's not easy to buy a car. If you have a lot of SKU, or you have a lot of sizes, or you have a lot of different things that might people not purchase, or have a lot of restrictions, so e-commerce it becomes a little bit harder. So in that order of idea, there are the mainly things that we look around. Then we go and look around their CRM. Then we go and look around the Facebook ads. Then we go and look around Google Ads, and so on.
Talking about CRM, what do you do for CRM, and is there any platforms that you recommend? What are these matrices in CRM that you would look for? Just like you said, AOV and customer relationship. In CRM, what do you look for?
So for us, CRM, because if someone is not really involved on e-commerce here, when we talk about CRM on e-commerce, we're talking about email marketing, WhatsApp marketing, and SMS. And what is really important, CRM will give you profitability and also will engage with people. That is the most important. When you want to leverage profits into your business, you need to rely in CRM, because at the end, it's people who are willing to receive information for you. They decide to leave the phone, the email, whatever is with that. So CRM is with that. And in order to have a really successful CRM, you need to build two types of things. Your automation flows, that is really important to build. So first purchase, second purchase, third purchase, abandoned cart, a product search, and so on. And then you have everything that go with campaigns, emails, SMS, or WhatsApp. So you can have, let's say, your Ramadan campaign. You can have your Mother's Day, your launch of new product, whatever are you coming with that. In that structure, you need to touch base, build the audience, and know how to nurture the lead in order to purchase. In order for them to purchase once, twice, third times, and so
Got
on. So
it.
in that order of our idea in CRM, we do all the process. We do all the strategy, and we set up all these flows and all the recurrent emails for an SMS and WhatsApp for the clients.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so there comes the next question. It's divided into two. Can you tell me three top CRM companies or
Yeah,
CRM that you would recommend?
yeah.
Which
The first one,
oh,
yeah, Hisham. The first one is Omniscient. I think is the best for price value. Omniscient,
Omniscient. Okay.
Omniscient. Yeah,
Okay.
for me is the best one. The second one is Clavio or Clavillo.
Yeah.
Sometimes people
Okay.
Clavio or Clavillo.
Yeah, I have heard
Yeah,
that.
and the last one that we use is Zendesk. Zendesk.
Zendesk. Okay.
Zendesk. Yeah, there are the mainly three. For me, the one that I most like is Omniscient because it's the best price versus value, when you compare to the other two that I mentioned.
Which is the easiest to work on for both the employees and for yours from your technical side, and for staff to easily manage? Which do you think is the easiest? Easiest, absolutely.
Omniscient is always really easy. At the end, what happened with when you go with this CRM platform, they're really similar in each other.
Yeah,
Like
but
there's
yeah,
no when
yeah,
you go
I
and
know.
job platform to platform are really similar. However, if you put me into some sense, I will say Omniscient is really
Okay.
easy. Is
Okay.
really easy to use.
Now, very
And I
important.
want to add something on.
Yeah.
Omniscient released last year are really great features with AI to help you like build subjects, flows, emails,
Nice.
writing, whatever. So it's something that helps a lot to do the process a little bit faster.
Great. So you strongly recommend Omniscient, which I will also look into. Nice. Now, there comes the next question. Most of these platforms, be it Amazon, be it Noon or Walmart, whoever it may be, they will not give you the customer details. So
Yeah,
now we want to get the customer details. We also want to get the reviews
yeah.
from the customer. Reviews. So my question is, uh, how reviews are very important, we all know, but getting a review is very difficult. So what strategies would you recommend for people? uh, how can we get reviews for the and that also becomes a customer database for CRM? So it's two things at the same, two questions clubbed together into one. So what would you say?
So yeah, as you know, getting a review is hard.
Yeah.
Is really hard, but it's really important.
Mm.
I want to add something on reviews. Today, text reviews are back in the age. If you want something really well today, you need to push photos,
Mm.
videos, or voice note. That is really important and real photos, real videos, and voice notes. And
Mm.
this is something that brands needs to work together with that.
Mm.
In a brand that is already built with that, we have something that is on. We try to push something in retention, and retention go with. You can use a platform. I recommend many times Rivier to get reviews in video, photos, and whatever. But also someone who is behind asking for the reviews, but you need to give them a treat. You cannot get a review if you're not
Yeah, yeah,
giving something
yeah,
to the client, and that
yeah,
is important.
yeah.
Yes, people could do it something and leave a review with no problem, but it's hard. You need to give them something. Hey, I give you cash back, I give you a discount on the second purchase, I give you whatever if you are trying to do in order to get reviews, and this is something important. Getting the reviews and pushing the reviews, mostly when you are launching a new product or mostly when you are growing your brand, it
Mm.
needs to be really manual, because at the end you have, yeah, for sure you get the email, yeah, for sure you get the WhatsApp, yeah, for sure you get the SMS like reminded, but you need to take the phone and say, hey, if you enjoyed this, please do this, and this is something that we try to push a lot when brands are getting built in the first stage of their business.
Okay. And next question is connected to platforms. There is Shopify, there is WooCommerce, there is Magento, there is several platforms that are there for e-commerce, own e-commerce platforms. Uh, According to your customers or your clients and your own experience, which is the best platform to be in?
So probably people will say, hey, these guys are Shopify Plus partners, are really focused on Shopify.
Hmm.
So for sure, I'm gonna say it's Shopify. Shopify is the best platform,
Even
but
I
I
agree.
have.
Even I agree with Shopify, but yeah,
What
there
are
are.
the reason? I'm gonna tell you the first reason and most important. Shopify is the easiest for user experience, and user experience is not the front end; is the people who is in the back end.
Exactly.
Uploading a product, changing a collection, changing the navigation tree, whatever with that. The second part is it will take less time for people to learn the platform. That is something important. Like if you, I don't know, hire a graphic designer, or if you hire a community manager and you want them to help you with that, he will take, or the guy or the girl that will take the job, it will take less time to learn the platform. The third thing that I think is that it has less friction. Many times when you go with a Bitex or with a WooCommerce or with a Magento or whatever, if you want to build something different, if you want to build something, I don't know, particular, or if you want to do a bundle, a upsell or whatever, a new landing page for, I don't know, for any type of season, sometimes other platforms takes a lot of friction. When you go to Shopify, you can, I don't know, set up an app. You can set up a easy layout, and it's really easy to manage, to give you an idea. And for the last part, if you're starting and you want, at the end, Shopify, not in the commission based, but in the development part, is the cheapest one. Because many times if you have a Magento or you have a Bitex or you have whatever, you need a developer in order to produce this. And that developer will charge you a lot of money in order for you to get the feature done.
True. I also have one more thing to add to Shopify. Shopify is integrated. They have a lot of APIs which get integrated. Most of the the service providers, like the logistics partners, the most of these companies are already connected to Shopify. So
For
integrations are easier with Shopify than any other channel.
For
And
sure.
most important, which I learned from my experiences, Shopify SEO works very good with Shopify.
Yeah, for sure. I'm completely agree with the AP configuration, or like a bottom-based configuration. Also, when you go and see, and I encourage people who is looking the video, is when you go to Google Trends and you look for searchers, volume search between Shopify, Magento, WooCommerce, Vitex, and whatever are the other platforms that are used, Shopify, the volume of searches is
Huge.
among us like 100 times more than the other ones, and that only means that the platform is really well, because people run their businesses on Shopify, and we have businesses that make, I don't know, 100,000 a year dollars, but we have businesses that make 20 million, 30 million, 40 million a year in Shopify. So the platform also support really big businesses.
Yeah. So my next question also comes with Shopify. Shopify has limitations in terms of themes. There are certain themes which work, certain themes which doesn't work. So big companies, when you grow bigger, is it better that you employ somebody to create a theme inside the Shopify, or just go with what is already available in the market, which is safe and good and error free and all those things? So which would you recommend? Should I develop? Should I employ a Shopify developer and do it, or just go with what is most trusted already there in the market and go ahead? Which would you recommend?
So with the themes of Shopify, what I try to recommend always for clients is, first, use the validate Shopify themes. That is important. That are validated by Shopify, because many times these businesses work together with them, and the partners, they have all the information to work together. The second part is, many times some features that you want to your business are not necessary. So they are just, when you go and see, there are high cost for your business. So, and we have, and many times I have good clients that have the most simple themes, but they have a good product page, they have a good collection page, a good home page, a easy checkout and whatever, and they make way much more money than other businesses that we encounter on Shopify that have a more developed theme or more developed thing. So many times in order for sales, you don't need to have like the most developed structure by the end. At the end, the most important is the product page and how you put some features and so on with that. So my recommendation is, of course, it depends on the business, and of course it depends on the goal. But if you want to have a profitable business, you need to have a really lean cost on the e-commerce production side,
Okay, fine. Next question. We will soon finish this. I don't want to extend your time, so we'll soon finish this. 2-3 more questions, and we'll come to the end of it. Okay. The next question is with reference to when you now the you AI is coming a lot into Amazon. I mean everything in our life. So earlier I had to employ a very good content writer for writing the right keywords and putting the title for Amazon product and all those things. Now it is so easy. You take your competitor's product, put it into the chat GPT or anything and say, I have this product, this is my features, write the content, write whatever is for this particular thing. But the problem, it will give you good content also. But the problem is, I heard, which I don't know, you can correct me. I heard what works in US will not work in, I'm talking about what you write, may not work in UAE or Saudi Arabia or that matter. So ChatGPT, you don't go blindly, but what is your recommendation on that?
So today we implement a lot of AI inside our businesses, not only in the agency but also in the e-commerce that we're part on. AI it's come to stay, and you need to learn how to leverage AI. However, in this moment, you need to have someone in the loop, a real person in the loop, because what happens today, AI continue to hallucinate. We continue to have many times that AI hallucinate. Second, because we work with big brands, and because our own brands, we have like a brand voice, and many times this brand voice and these type of things that are particular to our brand, the AI is not really tailored in order to give you that, so it can speed the process, but you need to have someone in the loop in order to be successful. But you need to learn how to use AI. Today we push all the people to learn how to use AI. We have built inside our business a custom AI flow and automation with NN8 and so on for SEO. And we do a lot of the SEO today with the agency with AI, but always we have someone in the loop and in the process to review and see the information and the changes that it need to be in order to be successful on SEO. In the part that we build for business.
This is for startups. Last three questions. Okay. If somebody has to start from fresh, I am an investor, I want to invest into e-commerce in the business. What are the parameters that you would recommend for anybody who is starting e-commerce? This is for those entrepreneurs and beginners and all those things. I said, no, we'll have such small questions also.
Yeah. So for me, if you're an entrepreneur and if you want to grow in e-commerce businesses, you can do it. But the first thing you need to learn some particular basis. The first base that is most important in the beginning is really based on the product. So, and when I'm saying the product is the product that you want to sell, you can get it in a convenience store. It's easy to get in the, in the corner store or in the front store. If that, you need to understand that many times people will decide to go walking and purchase the product.
True.
The second one that is really important to have, if you want to grow in e-commerce, is a product solution based. That what it means is the product actually fits or takes out a really neat or a really particular problem that someone have, that it will help you a lot. The third part is a niche product. I think having a niche product will give you a lot of advantage. To give you an idea, the third part is a good AOV. If you don't have a good AOV, scaling e-commerce is really hard. And don't get me wrong with that, because many people don't know. But what happened today is the cost per acquisition and the CPMs are continue to rise. So if you don't have enough margin, you will never be profitable, because at the end, you need to pay something minimum to Meta, to Google, whatever, and you will need to rely a lot on your organic traffic and your word of mouth in order to sell. Fourth part, a good repurchase. Like if you're trying to sell something on e-commerce, you need to look around for people that they continue to purchase once or twice or three times a year in your business. And the last part, to give you an idea, is it's easy to create content. For me today, if you want to sell on e-commerce, you need to create because at the end, when you sell on e-commerce, you sell through digital content, videos, photos, text, whatever. So if many times the content is not so easy to take, it will be harder to scale. That is something if you are starting in a first base point.
Okay. Now, which category in e-commerce has the biggest future? Which category in general?
I think which is
beauty or whatever. What do you think is
I
is
think
going to grow?
I think longevity and health,
Mm-hmm.
everything that comes along with longevity and health. And why is that? Is because many times people are willing to pay a premium for a product in with
Okay.
go with the health, and
Mm.
also these products with the health, it needs people needs to purchase once, two, three, four times, and so on.
Repeated purchase.
Yeah, it's repeated purchase. So on longevity part, I think another area that is really interesting is technology. Technology actually is really important because we live in a technological area. It have good AOV. It solves a lot of problems. When you purchase a lot of the things.
Mm.
Something that I think also are really like in e-commerce is niche products or brands. Like let's say you're a fan of anime or manga or whatever.
Mm.
Getting a manga or getting an anime or whatever or comic store, you cannot get it released in a convenience store. When you go to a mall, many times in
Mm.
those malls, you don't have this
Mm.
type of niche stores. So what
Mm.
happened with these niches? People go to Google search, they go to YouTube, they go whatever, and they search in order to fulfill the need or of entertainment or whatever. So that is just an example of really niche products that people are looking. The internet is the best place to find niche products,
Oh,
so that is important. So this is some of the ideas I can run on.
okay. Now, last question. So, second last question is if somebody wants to suppose I get a product for $10 from China.
Yeah.
Okay. What should be the minimum selling price of that category, and how much should we assign for advertising? How much should we put for advertising? So let's assume the cost of X factory price is $10, just for
Yeah.
calculation sake. So how much should we keep as how much we should we have after every expenses? The minimum profit you should get, net profit you should have on that product should be say 30%, 20%. What would be your math, general math?
So for me, the best thing that I can advise to people is you need to try to mark up your product at least 3 to 5 times the cost of the product.
Hmm.
So if the product it costs you $10, you need to at minimum sell it
40,
at 30, 40 dollars at
yeah,
minimum. Of course, it depends on the value. It depends on the
yeah.
product. It depends on whatever. I want to also give you some idea. I think that if today you're trying to sell a product below $50,
Hmm.
I will try to push it more because the AOV or what I was mentioned apart. And to give you some idea on how much you should spend on marketing and so on, there's an indicator that is called MER, that is marketing efficiency. Marketing efficiency, it depends, of course, in the brand. It depends if the brand is in a product fit stage or in a growth stage or in a optimization stage, but it can go around 5% to 25% of the total sales. It could run around, but it depends, of course, of the product, of the brand, of the stage of the brand is in the moment, what it needs to be done, but it's something like that. Because at the end, when you have these margins, you need to have that you have your cost of goods, you have the OPEX inside your business, the cost of logistics, the profit that you want, and then the thing that you invest
Returns.
in
Returns
marketing.
also
And
should be taken into consideration.
yeah, it's a lot of things to have into consideration. So that is important to have enough space in order to fulfill all these things that I'm saying.
Totally agree. Now the last question is, who are your ideal customers? If I have to recommend you to somebody, who are your ideal customers? And do you work on a retainer basis? If you are working on a retainer basis, do you work on a three month schedule, or is it like for a 1 year you have to work? I mean, you have to commit. What are your terms and conditions, and who are your exact customers? Whom you feel confident that you give these kind of customers to me, I can definitely build it up. So
Yeah. So what we try to do with many of the clients is we like to scale them in the big way. To give you around, we try to push clients who sell around $100,000 to $1 million a year in e-commerce, and they want to go to 5 million, 10 million, 15 million dollars a year. That are the best ones that are suit to us. To give you an idea. If people want to work with us in a retainer basis, like let's say the minimum cost to work with us is around $2,000 plus commission, and it could go up to $10,000. It depends on the amount of service, and it depends of the size of the business and whatever they need to do with that.
Okay. So that should be a good. So, but let's assume $5,000 you have committed. So, do you need a 6 months commitment? So only then minimum you need 6 months for any brand to be some kind of a visibility.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, if you want on a recurring basis, that is mainly because we have one-time services that, let's say I develop your e-commerce, or I give you the photo for your e-commerce. That is something around one time. If you want recurrent, the minimum time that we need to work together is 6 months. Less than 6 months is really hard, because at the end, what happens is one building is not built in 1 week, and you need to change a lot of things. You need to teach a lot of things. You need to build process and systems inside the business. You need to do a lot of things in order for the business to be successful.
True. So that's nice. So thanks a lot for your excellent, valuable, informative time that you have spent with us. We'll be sharing this to multiple groups and even in LinkedIn. So thank you for your time. It was very informative. I said before, the idea is to inform people, who wants to know more about e-commerce specific to UAE. So hopefully, inshallah, one day you will become top voice in LinkedIn also. So, we wish you all the best, and thank you for your time. And thanks for this podcast also.
Hisham, thanks for you sending me the invitation, having the time with me in order to give all this valuable information. You know that I am always an open book. I run a lot of e-commerce. I have my own brands, whatever. And if anyone needs help with something, just come around with Hisham or with me, that I'm willing to give them advice in order for them to have successful e-commerce businesses.
Thank you. Thanks, Carlos.
Thank you. See you then, Hisham. Bye.
Yeah.
See you.
Bye.